In this video, we will show you how to replace your rear outside door handle on this Jeep Patriot. This will be mounted to your rear door. A quick note about replacing this handle, you will want to have two new 6mm bolts. The thread pitch for this is 1.0. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. To be able to gain access to the hardware for our outside door handle, we're going to have to remove this plastic panel on the inside door panel. To start removing this, we're going to start with the window crank. Make sure you have your window in the fully upright position. To remove the window crank handle, you can either carefully use a pick in and behind this area, or you can use a specialty tool to remove the clip. I'll go ahead and use the specialty tool and I'll show you what the clip looks like. As I press that down, I can hear an audible click. We'll pull away the spacer. And now you can see the clip. Just a thorough inspection confirming it's not rotted, weak, or damaged. If it is, just go ahead and replace it. This one looks fine, so we'll set it aside. We're going to continue on inside the grab handle next. If you are looking down inside this area, you're going to find a small plastic trapdoor to be removed. After that, we're going to use a T25 to remove our Torx head screw. Just be careful, this thing can lift up and out of place fairly easily sometimes. Start removing our screw. Next, we're going to start removing this plastic trim panel. The trim panel itself makes its way around this entire area all the way down to here. Use a plastic trim tool to start separating this. Careful for any pinch points, of course. There we are. Now at this point, I'm going to fully remove this. If you are looking along the bottom aspect of this, you're going to find that it has two small cables. For these, you can typically just pull them right out of place. They just slide right out. We'll set this aside. We have the panel out of the way. We're going to carefully make our way inside of this area of the door panel. In this area, you can see the inside portion of your outside door handle. We have to dislodge the rod from up in this area. You can see that we do have a yellow locking connector here. For this, it's essentially a small hook that goes around the rod. So we're just going to take hold of this and we should be able to pull it out and away from the rod and then pull the rod away from the handle. If you find you have a hard time doing this by hand, you can try to use an angled pick. Let's just be extremely careful not to cause any damage. Now you can see that that is pulled out and away. Let's continue on to removing the rod. A thorough inspection of the rod to confirm it's not rotted, weak, or damaged. If it is, you need to go ahead and replace it. This one looks fine. Let's continue on with our 3 pieces of mounting hardware. Now for each of these, I'm going to be using an 8mm. Just trying to use my pick to hold that ratchet for me while I continue on loosening these mounting bolts. There's our first mounting bolt. Let's get the next one directly above this one. Okay, there's our second mounting bolt. We've got one more. That one's over here. There we are. All 3 of those look exactly the same. You do not need to worry about mixing them up. Let's make our way on the outside of the door so we can remove the handle. We'll take hold of the door handle itself. At this point, we're going to try to open the handle, so I'm tugging on it. What you can see is this will actually make its way down, so we can pull it out of the door. Now we're just going to pivot this as necessary so we can fully remove it. There it is, friend. Prior to installation of our brand new part, we need to make sure we clean and inspect the door in the area that we're going to be mounting the new handle. I'm using some glass cleaner directly on a clean rag. We'll just give this a quick wipe. Obviously, we want to be extremely careful not to scratch our paint or damage our door. A thorough inspection to make sure nothing's rotted, weak, or damaged. Now it's time to install our brand new outside door handle. We're going to start with this area here. That's going to go in and behind the door. So we'll just come in at an angle, start bringing it in. Now at this point, we're going to have to hold on right here and tug on the door handle once again so we can bring this area down low enough that it can fit in this square port. There we are. Okay, now we're just going to continue pressing this in as far as it can go. Once it seems as though it's flush up against the door on the outside, we're going to make our way back on the inside for our mounting hardware. For the mounting hardware, we're only going to start it in by hand. We want to make sure we start in each piece of hardware before we tighten any of it. Now that we have the first bolt started in, we'll continue on with the two next bolts. These are the ones that we're replacing with the 6mm bolt. Let's get that next one in there. Now we have all the hardware started in, let's go ahead and snug it up. Okay, right there's bottomed out. Just take it a tiny bit further here. We want to make sure it's snug, but we do not want to strip anything out. Okay, bottomed out. Those two are good. Let's make our way to our third mounting bolt. For this one, I'm using an 8mm. Okay, that one's snug as well. Now the next thing we'll do is make our way to the mounting point for our door rod. Just bring this over into position. Press it into the door handle as far as possible. Now, of course, we're going to make sure that we lock this in. We do not want this falling off while we're driving down the road. Just going to press it right on there. Go ahead and take hold of that. We're attempting to pull it out of position. It should not come out of position. That feels good. Prior to reinstalling the rest of the door panel or closing the door, we need to make sure that our outside door handle functions properly with the latch assembly. Now, rather than shutting the door, we're going to use a screwdriver directly inside of this area here of the latch. Go ahead and press it in. Now at this point, the door thinks that it's in the shut position. That's where the striker would be. I'm going to go ahead and pull on the outside door handle while applying outward pressure, and we should see that that releases. Let's test it again. Apply pressure, and it releases. If yours does not release, more than likely that inside rod is not in the proper placement. This works as it should, so let's continue on. It's time for that inside panel here. We're going to start with our two straps. For these, we just want to slide them into position. Now, as we bring this into position, we're also paying attention to several tabs that make their way around this panel. And if you were looking at the inside door panel, you're going to find that there's several slots making their way around this port for them to fit into. Let's line it up and press it in. Okay. Before I press too far, I just want to try to make sure everything's properly aligned. We'll give this a couple taps. Double check to make sure it's seated all the way around. Now we're going to be inserting our screw into the grab handle here. Start it in, snug it up. We'll install our protective cover next. Double check to make sure that's properly seated. Now it's time for the window crank handle. Before we start installing this, we want to make sure that we have the clip in the reset position. So I'm just going to press that towards the center area here. Looking inside the port, I can see it's in the proper area. We also have our spacer. We'll have that in the proper orientation. You don't want to have this backwards. Continue on to reinstalling that handle. Press it in. Listen for a click, a light tug confirming it's properly secured. Now one last test of functionality. Perfect. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.